What's up, guys? Great Torp here. Analyzing replays is probably one of the most essential things in StarCraft, in competition, period. You need to analyze replays, you need to watch over other people, see what they're doing, because that's a form of collaboration. Even though they're not talking to you, it just breeds that evolution in a player, in the scene. Well, there's a lot of ways to analyze replays. Sometimes it's to analyze the meta, sometimes it's to analyze mistakes, and sometimes it's there to just try to emulate another player. I want to be more like Tejo, so I'm going to look at Tejo replays and try to copy the builds as best as possible. But I think one of the most important things to kind of understand about analyzing replays is to be critical about yourself and make sure everything has a plan. What I mean by a plan is that every attack makes sense, every unit that comes out for defense makes sense, every SEV or mining unit makes sense. And in this case, it's actually going to be with a ZvT. My opponent was just really confused on how to go through the game, and there's definitely not like the 100% right way to play, but we see what people like, their styles, and we go off of that. And we really judge our build to relative timings of normal builds, right? Like, obviously there's some key times where, Hellions are going to come out. Do you know when those Hellions are going to come out? Those are pretty important timings that you have to kind of remember in your head. In this particular replay, I'm going to analyze a ZvT. I look at mistakes, I look at corrections, I look at cohesiveness. Does the build make sense? Do all the actions make sense? And then I give my analysis directly after that. I hope you guys enjoy, and well, here it is. Let's go ahead and talk about this ZvT and see all the things that he did wrong. And let's try to... Too late doing it already. Let's try to talk about the things based on what he sees. There's a couple of things. So I want to first talk about what he sees, and then if they were optimal decisions. And then from there, I want to go on and say what he didn't see, like just how the game shaped up. So for example, like I was putting a fucking ton of pressure on that gold base, right? What he could have done to see that coming, or what he could have done to just eliminate it really quick, or what he could have done to resaturate it, since I only had like a Marine, a Hellion, and a Marauder there, made it look like I had a shit ton of stuff there. So first we're going to look at just the base level of how the game played out, right? What if he was making the most optimal decisions. I wish there was a way to remove chat. Just clear chat so I can go through this. So we're just looking through his perspective. He's gone pool first, is that right? Let me see timings. No, I don't think so. Okay, everything looks standard still. He's defending, even if he did go pool first here, it makes complete sense. Okay, let's talk about this Roach Warren. So why are we going a Roach Warren at this time? What's it going to hit? Roach Warren takes about like 60 seconds to pop out. And then 27 seconds to make roaches. Cross positions, he already knows where cross positions. It's going to take another minute to cross the map. So if we place this Roach Warren at 6:15 or 6:30 at this point, it's going to be 2 minutes and 30 seconds by the time I cross the map. So what hits at 9 minutes? What hits at 9 minutes that the Terran has? Well, they're on just about 3 barracks production. They're getting their additional 4 barracks around there. They're 2 minutes away from 1-1, approximately. Could be plus or minus a minute. So we're hitting right as the production is started. How many roaches can I really pop out here? Not that many. So am I really going to do a huge killing blow here? Probably not. So what is the purpose of this attack? It's to say, are you comprehensive or not in your defense? If you're going mass Hellion, I'm going to kill you. And that's about it. That's a very limited array of builds that we're actually accounting for. Now, if we're using this completely for defense, understand it, right? We've just eliminated the aggressive options. We're looking, it's only 1 gas. Of course, this is probably not going to be very, very aggressive. So how do we defend against all our options, okay? We've chosen already the gold base. What are the key essentials that we have to look at? We have to look at this top, we have to look at the side here, we have to look at the other side here, and we have to look at this big open spaces. Let's count creep tubers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 creep tumors, okay? So if I'm going to be taking the gold base, I'll tell you what I'm doing already. I'm doing a no gas expansion. I'm sending out my first 2 queens, making a hatchery right here, canceling it, throwing down creep tumors, and spreading out from the center. That's going to reduce my creep spread by 50%, right? Because I've started in the center and I'm moving out the opposite way. So I've literally cut the amount of distance in half since I have 2 creep tumors going the opposite way. It's not quite in half because if you have 2 creep tumors, creep spread's a little bit faster, so it does help. So that being said, probably not doing this build. But given that we've done roaches, roaches are going to limit our queen amounts, and it's going to limit our zergling count. Our metabolic boost isn't going to be there. So I need to have roaches in position. That's the key point. When do I need my roaches here? Well, this 6:30 is a great place, honestly. 6:30 is when my first 2 Hellions pop out, and then 7:30 is when I have all 6 of my Hellions. They're going to be traversing the map, getting to my base at 8 minutes, if I'm Zerg in this spot. At 8 minutes, I will have roaches out. So where are we going to position them? We want to keep the roach count as small as possible, right? As small as possible, so we're not affecting our tech. We can get our evolution chambers, we can get our lair, all that stuff. But at the same time, enough to defend. So how many roaches do I need? Well, I would say we have a queen here, we have a queen here. We don't want run-bys to come in. I would put my roach warren right here to stop all of the run-bys, and that way I could place a queen here. My overlord spread is going to be important. 1 here, most importantly, 1 here, 1 here, 1 all the way over here, 1 over here. I need to know where the Hellions are going to be. That way I can position my queen accordingly. Else I'm just going to keep my queen right here. Okay? So I'm still spreading creep. Roach warren seems reasonable. I'll address this Hellbat push a little bit later. But I'm thinking a good number is 7. 7, I have around 3 over here and 4 over here. Okay? 4 is because I'm going to keep around 2 here, around 2 here. I can converge into the center. I need an overlord over here as well, and I'll be okay. I'm defensive. Also, when this gold pops, I want to be transferring all my workers from my natural over to my 3rd base. That's a key thing too. If you don't do that, what's the point in getting the gold? This is going to give you basically a 1 base, 1.2, something like that, because there's only six of these. So it's we mined calculator 50% faster, so it's 6 times 1.5 divided by 8, so it's 1.125. So we're able to saturate this base, right, like so much faster. Instead of 16 workers, you only need 12 workers to saturate this base optimally. So that gives you that gives you like a 25% boost, right? Like, well, 25 or 33. I'm not sure how I want to look at that. But it's a 25% boost because you have to get 25% less drones, right, to saturate this. And then after that, you're getting 1.125. That means you're getting a 12% increase in your mineral count. Just saturate this with 12 drones immediately. So important to do that because now, all of a sudden, you don't have to worry about your drone count. You got the roaches. Who the fuck cares? You're fine over here. In the mineral count. So you can afford a lot more. You're going to be able to drone up a lot faster. That means you're able to get your stuff a lot faster. Anyway, that's going to be the key thing. Let's go ahead and resume. You can see I should have 2 roaches here, 2 roaches here. Roaches are already out. These are the key things. Attacks do not work. We should not be attacking in this spot because it's limiting our drone count, right? Every minute that we're not mining off of here, it's another like let's do it times 480. Is that right? 12 times 40, 480. 480. So we got 540 minerals per minute from just this base, right? So I'm actually going to stop the replay here because this is basically game ending. We should not be attacking. This is so many roaches. You can't get your 1-1. I'm going to have the 1-1 lead 100% of the time. I'm going to have the lead in army 100% of the time because I've gone the most economical build, and I'm able to defend against a 9-minute, 30-second attack that kills nothing. Unless you're all ending off of 2 base, which I suspected might have happened. You just transfer all of your workers to the gold, and you push off of 2.2 bases, right? Because the gold gives you that extra boost. That makes a lot of sense, but this attack definitely doesn't make sense because what does it beat? It beats nothing. I went probably one of the greedier builds, right? I went 3 CC before 3 barracks, and I still was able to defend this. Definitely not the way that you want to be going. So from here, you're just behind. You're behind in layer tech, you're behind in 1-1, you're behind in unit count, you're behind in workers, 56 to 43. I'm also on 3 meal production. That gives me 13.5 additional efficient mining workers. So this is actually should be 70 workers. 70 to 43, I could literally go battle cruisers at this point and win. That's how far ahead I am, even though the spies say 88 to 82.